Yes.
Yeah.
Nice sweater.
The knit with the Sherpa. Yeah, I like all of it.
Yeah, I got the Sherpa on there.
I like your
suede.
vibe right now.
Yeah, I just I brought it out. I'm in the city.
And you smell good. I don't know what you're wearing, but nicely done.
This is Clive Christensen. They do a little flavors of,
I like it.
perfume. So it's cabinetry mixed with.
Yeah. You know what? It smells like a sexy man, It smells good. I like it.
That's where I know Clive Christensen from doing cabinets. So all of a sudden they just, they got into fragrances and I was like, yeah, you know what?
It smells good.
It does smell like the kitchen.
Let's dance. No, it smells really, really good. Congrats on Broadway.
Yes,
This is so exciting.
Thank you.
What made you want to take this on?
I mean, August Wilson, one of the great American playwrights, and he's done. He's got these 11 plays that that they've been doing and bringing back, and to be able to come back Broadway. This is my second turn on Broadway, and so to be able to do August Wilson, to be able to perform with Taraji P. Henson.
God, yeah. And working with Debbie Allen.
And directed by the legendary Debbie Allen. Debbie Allen's amazing.
Yeah.
So. It was a great opportunity, and I was excited to do it, and so.
It always makes the project more fun when you love who you're doing it with,
So true. I mean, because you talk 8 shows a week, you have to be there and on stage and looking at them, and
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Breaths are there, breaths are close.
Yeah. Oh, there is nothing grosser than just hot breath on my face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because it's not hot.
And you have to be in love in the scene.
Yeah.
You're like, oh wow.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's nothing that will make me vomit more. Okay, wait. What was it? What was it like though, working with Debbie Allen? That's incredible.
No, I mean, she's just legendary on many levels. When you think about growing up watching Fame, and just that idea of her getting ready to come in, you're gonna sweat, and I was like, it's theater. I don't know if I need to be sweating, Debbie, but but she is that. She's like really personable and loving and caring, and she wants you to find your characters, and so she's just been legendary, man. Like, and it's perfect.
And still so creative and passionate, about what she's doing. That's what I love.
Yeah. She directs so many, Grey's Anatomy and all the new.
Yeah, she's doing all right.
Yeah, she's doing all right. She's always on the go. Even while she's directing us, she's like doing 100 things too. She's busy, man.
Yeah, I love that about people. I think that those are the most creative individuals that I love to surround myself with. I have to ask you though, because you're used to going off the cuff. You're an entertainer, right? It's in the name.
Yes.
I was a cocktail waitress in a comedy club, and people always are, you play off the audience. Some nights it'll be different, but you can't really do that on Broadway. Where you're with it's like a group. It's an ensemble thing. But I've heard you've gone off script before.
Yes.
Because you're kind of used to that mentality, and it didn't go well.
No.
Yeah.
The first time I was on Broadway, again, stand-up comedian. You used to play in the moments.
Yeah.
It was 2008. And I think Barack had just won, President Obama, and I'm reading the newspaper, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be perfect. I'm gonna do this joke about, hey, the world changed today, something like that. And I did it, and the crowd loved it. They laughed, and then the director was like on this, just as soon as I came off stage, he was like, come here. You cannot. Oh. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. You right. Yeah. I'm like, my bad, dog.
You have to learn in those situations.
Yeah.
There have been different people too that I sing with, and it's like some people, they're different in rehearsal. You do rehearsal, but then you get out there and the spirit kind of moves you. I'm more that kind of person. You'll change, right? But some people do not like that when you're singing with them. It's hard. Sometimes something happens and it's funny, and I think things like that are special. If the cast can handle it, it makes the show special that night. It's like,
exactly. I do.
Yeah.
I think that's, but again, you understand that Broadway is about the playwright. It's about the play. You have to learn that, which is one of the best things about this work is it was the most growth I've had as an actor because usually you get hired to do TV shows and movies, and you are allowed that freedom to be yourself, and you just kind of like expect to go out and just kind of do what you do. But here you have to take those words and turn them into art every night, and that's your job.
And honor that specific word.
So I grew the most when I did Broadway as an actor, and so that's one of the reasons why I came back to do it again.
Yeah, it's a grind, man. Y'all are out there doing it.
That part too. 8 shows a week, and it's like I've been doing multicam sitcom for 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm off work by 1 o'clock. I'm usually wrapping it up about now, guys. All right.
I'm all about that 6 p.m. dinner.
Yeah, let's
when
go.
People are like, let's go out and like,
let's be lunch. Let's get 9 holes in. I'm doing all of it.
Yeah. So you grew up, we both grew up singing in church, and I know you love music, and I heard you actually recorded some music too. Will you ever release it?
No, I don't know.
Just for fun?
I think now, I've been seeing like a lot of people like kind of release songs, like just kind of like have a good time with it. And so one of my comedic friends, D-Ray, he just released those songs, and so I'm encouraged to do that. So I will. I have like some songs that I've written and and recorded, and so now I just want to kind of like.
Have you always done that? Have you always been into writing?
Like always, a long time since I was a kid. I used to write these little songs all the time and just kind of little jingles. Commercials were a thing. I used to always love, like, if I could write a commercial.
Or like
a
the
cool song.
sitcoms growing up. All the songs, like all the theme songs.
Great. Cheers, everybody knows that.
Oh my God, yes. I will break out into like 7 right now, but I won't because we do have to pay bills. Let's take a quick break. We have someone in the audience to help us out.
Hi, Kelly and Cedric. I'm Sean. Cedric, if you're the biggest lover of barbecue, I must be the second.
Oh.
I even have 2 newsletters that celebrate barbecue culture, restaurants, and events, NYC BBQ and The Smoke Sheet. While I haven't had the honor yet of eating AC barbecue, I have written about it. It's on the top of my list to try. Stay here. Kelly has more with Cedric after this.
I was a look at his new animated movie. You did this one with Michael B. Jordan. It's animated.
Yes.
You love doing animated?
Yeah, I've been in a few animated films, and so they're actually a lot of fun. They, they kind of get you in touch with the younger generation, and they love it. So from the Madagascars to I've been in the first Ice Age. I've done a lot of
You get to wear pajamas to work.
Exactly. You just show up and just kind of like, as long as your throat is happening, you like, I just drink tea and sound like I'm really in.
Okay, Mariah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's it about? Tell everybody what the movie's
So
about.
this one is about, these small animals on an island, and it's all about the world that you live in, that it feels like it's really small. And then the young Michael B. Jordan's character chooses to go out on an adventure and brings what is considered danger to the world, and then eventually everybody understands that the world they live in is much bigger than what they've trapped themselves to. And so I play his father, and it's just kind of that story of like, if we just allow ourselves to dream and see things, actually we won't be trapped by the little things that's just around us. So
isn't it funny that most animated films that are geared towards children are actual adult messages we need to hear?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like really deep. I was like, what little kid is going to understand this message?
Do you know how many times I've caught myself watching some like animated thing and been like, it's that time that you haven't been to church in a while, and all of a sudden you show up and you're like, oh, the preacher's talking directly to me.
Yeah,
oh, this message was for me. Like, and you're just like shrinking in the pew. Like, you're like, I always feel that way when I'm watching. They have such great messaging. I love it, and it's done in such a fun, playful way.
Yeah, and that's what's so unique about them, because I mean, you get it. As you know, you read your part. You don't get to work with the other actors all that much. It's every now and then you'll be in the same room. I remember
I've always been alone. Yeah,
I did Charlotte's Web, and I was in the room with Oprah. That was the only time that I had to like kind of be in the room with the other actor. And then, but normally, everybody's like, "How's Michael B. Jordan?" I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a presence about Oprah. Like, anytime I've been around here, I just become a bumbling idiot. It's like I lose all sense of self. Like, I'm just, everything, like, I just sound like an idiot. Yeah. Were you cool? Did you do all right?
Yeah, I was so cool. I was like, what's up, Oprah?
Yeah. No, every single time I get so nervous, I almost get hives. There's just some people, they have such a presence about them that you're like, I'm not worthy of this moment. No, I need to leave. Yeah.
No, she's so nice, and she does have that presence, though.
Yeah.
But I took my son with it. At the time, he was like 5 years old, and he was barking for some reason. He was like crawling up. And she was like, what is he doing? And I was like,
he's advanced.
He's 5. I have no idea what he's doing.
He's headed to Harvard.
Oh, he's so smart.
I always say that anytime my kids do something, well, they're headed for Yale.
AI as we speak.
That's amazing. At what point did you realize comedy, like, were you pretty young? You were like, this is what I'm gonna
Yeah, I was young. You know, you definitely like make your, you know, your friends laugh in high school and, you know, and probably even like younger than that, like junior high school. But I remember the first time I made my mother laugh really hard. I did a joke and my mother laughed so hard, she went down to the floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
You
I
impressed,
can do
yeah.
this.
Man, my daughter did that to me the other day. I was like, you know what? I've done all right. She's funny as hell.
Yeah.
She made me laugh so hard I almost peed my pants. I was like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
it was so good trip, right?
It's a proud moment. Yeah, you're like, I'm doing something right. New cookbook, so it's AC Barbecue. How did you cultivate? How did all the things float to the top that you picked?
So yeah, the AC Barbecue, the Husky and Handsome Guide to Grilling. Okay, that's you know, you got to put that in there.
Yeah.
But you know, we went around. We wanted to honor, like, because barbecue is one of these things that's very particular culture, like you said, all around, and we wanted to honor. You know, when we started building the company, we did that. We wanted to make sure that we weren't like talking about just what we like, and so we went around and we visited so many restaurants and met a lot of great chefs and grill masters, and so we started to formulate
that
the
kind
book.
of research.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was a good time. And we built the cookbook off that, off our travels and where we went to go eat and how we hung out and people we met, and you know, and so we built the recipes from there based off those experiences and celebrating with people.
I think too, to go back to like, it takes time to do barbecue right, but I think that's the whole thing of why people love barbecues too. It's like you are hanging out with the kids are all playing, you're hanging out together. I think it's the whole kind of community vibe that comes with it too.
Which was the whole reason why we did it. I mean, the idea that it is a food that brings people together. It's a celebration, you know. One person brings the meat, somebody else brings another side, you bring some drinks, and next thing you know, it's a party and we just having a good time. And so the cookout, the idea of the barbecue and the cookout just felt really celebratory to my partner Anthony and I, and that was it. Yeah, exactly. It worked on brand, and we loved it, and so we've been really growing and having a great time with it. So
that's awesome. Welcome back, y'all. We've got Cedric the Entertainer here. You can see his movie Swapped on Netflix. You can see him in Joe Turner's Come and Gone at the Barrymore Theater on Broadway, and you can buy his new cookbook, AC Barbecue, The Husky and Handsome Guide to Grilling, wherever books are sold. Obviously, with a cookbook like that, Cedric has some serious barbecue skills, so it's time to see those in action, y'all. This is Celebs Got Skills.
Got it.
Celebs Got Skills. Hey! Got a little run? A little run on that? We heard you. Go ahead. What are we making here? This smells delicious.
We're gonna do, this is like a fun little thing that we used to do in St. Louis. This is hot link sandwich. We're gonna grill this up. Put a little mustard on there, so we'll get this ready.
Are we cutting this in half?
Yeah, we're gonna split it like, and I got a little olive oil on here. Yeah, split it right down the middle.
Okay.
Butterfly, they call it. Get that down there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You just get that down on the grill right here. So we got a couple down here first, right? So
TV magic.
I'm gonna have you put a little mustard on here. On the bottom there.
So you grill it both sides?
Yeah, grill it both sides. And
I like mustard. Does your mustard have kick or no?
Yeah, this is a little spicy right here. You good with that?
Yes.
All right, we just get that on the bottom.
My mouth just watered.
Good.
Okay, so we're gonna do that.
Yeah, look at you. Look at you.
Yeah. I have great sous chef.
All right, cool. All right, good. And then
there we go.
Let's decorate a little bit. All right, cool. So we can put our pickles on top of
They gave us a fork, but that's not my vibe.
Like, who does that?
Yeah,
you know,
nobody really does that.
Barbecue. You get the pickle. Then we got a little, little salt here, a little dill salt. I like the.
But wait, there's like some pepper vibe in there, right?
Yeah, it's
what
dill.
is that?
That's dill.
Oh, well, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we just do that on there.
Yep. Now I got some pimento cheese here, which I get outside sometime with mine. You know.
I love pimento and cheese. Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on the sandwich right there.
Yes.
Look at it.
I love pimento cheese. Yes. Oh my God, my mouth is watering. I'm so glad I skipped lunch, so now I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Get up in there. We got a little crudité here. I got some green beans. Let's smash it up.
Just for camera, I'm gonna not add any more.
All right, cool. And then let's get in there. Let's get in there, Kelly.
Hot. Damn. Oh my God. I've never done pimento and cheese with it before.
I'm saying, you gotta do like, this make you eat like this.
Oh my God. Sean, you gotta come taste this. Come on. We gotta get one for Sean.
Sean, you got
sides as well.
Sean, I have some green beans that's
Here, I'll come back over here.
sauteed in bacon fat with a little breadcrumbs on top. Sean, if you want to, you can put the pimento on top of that.
Is that one of your favorite sides, the green beans?
Yeah, I like green beans. That's my favorite. Sauteed, nice, you know. I like that kind of, because you keep that crispiness to the green bean, which I love. And then
I just started growing it in my garden.
Bacon fat, put a little breadcrumbs on top of it, give it some oomph.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. This is so good. I'm sorry.
You at AC Barbecue, baby.
Right,
Come on, Sean.
I will say ours is like fresh off this grill, so your experience will be different. Oh my God, it's so good!
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God, I love it with the pimento. I would have never done that. Okay, everybody give it up for Cedric the Entertainer. The new book is out wherever books are sold. It's called AC Barbecue, The Husky and Handsome Guide to Grilling. Be sure to check out his new movie, SWAT, on Netflix. And if you're in New York, go see Cedric and Joe Turner's Come and Gone at the Barrymore Theater on Broadway. Tickets are available online. Thank you guys so much.